this video finds everybody doing well. And I really hope you've been able to go out and enjoy this beautiful spring weather we've had over the past couple of weeks. You know, I've said many times that we are living in uncertain times with this virus, but living here in Florida, there are some certainties that we are experiencing. It's love bug season, and I'm thankful, at least what I have seen, we haven't had too bad of a love bug season so far, and they certainly do not practice physical distancing. But it's also about 2 weeks away from hurricane season, and this weekend we are going to see a reminder of what hurricane season is like, with some rain and wind coming from some weather that's building up off of the east coast of Florida. But I want you to be aware of what we have coming ahead of us as the nation, as the state of Florida has begun relaxing some of the social distancing requirements and recommendations, and how Florida is beginning to slowly reopen for business and return to some sort of normality. The elders and staff at River Run has been spending a lot of time in discussions about how do we begin returning back to normal. Primarily, how can we start worshiping together and be able to return to our services? Now, what we have come up with is a 4-phase process, so that we are not only being cautious of the virus and trying to be as certain as possible that we are limiting any problems or any possibilities of spreading the disease within our own body, but we're also being conscious of the state and local government's recommendations. And we're doing that because not only, as I said, do we want to be cautious, but we also want to be good witnesses to our community, that we're not just going to jump in and start everything back, but we are going to be sensitive to the guidelines that are provided for us, and also in the process being sensitive to our church family. So let me review with you quickly the 4 phases that we are going to look at, and you'll find in the splash that'll come out on Saturday. You'll be able to see this in an outline form, and you could also go to our church website and see see the detailed plan that we have set forth. You can download it or just view it on the website. The first phase is phase 1, and we've been in phase 1 since the state of Florida called for a shutdown and for everybody to stay at home as much as possible. As you know, we've been recording our services online and been providing it Sunday morning at a YouTube premiere event starting at 9:30. Our life groups, some of our adult Bible school classes, our WAVE student ministries, they've all been meeting online with Zoom or Skype or some other technology such as that. And our River kids have been receiving an email as well as on Facebook lessons for the week that your children would have received during Sunday morning Sunday school classes. The office has also been closed, with staff working remotely from home, and only when necessary has staff gotten together to discuss issues of the church. The rest of the time we have been meeting online through video conferencing as well. But now that the state has begun loosening the restrictions, we are beginning to move into phase 2. Phase 2 will begin officially a week from Sunday, on Sunday, May 24th. And what that is going to look like is we are going to continue having our services recorded and provided on YouTube on Sunday morning starting at 9:30. But we are also inviting our life groups as well as adult Bible study groups to begin looking at having what we're calling watch parties, where the life groups or adult Bible studies, if they desire, to meet together, to worship together, and watch the pre-recorded services together. We are making 7 rooms on our campus available. 7 rooms that have televisions that are connected to the internet, where they can watch the services together, worship together, hear the word together, and celebrate communion together. If your life group would like to do this, as far as you want to go with this, please call the church office and make a reservation. As I said, we only have 7 rooms that are available. So make reservations for that, and we will accommodate that. But keep in mind, we are trying to adhere to the state recommendations of still not gathering in groups of more than 10, and also the physical distancing of 6 foot. But our classrooms should be able to accommodate you for that area. Our WAVE student ministries will also be not only doing video conferencing, but in the near future, they may also be discussing coming together and having their group meetings together in one of our classrooms as well. Our River Kids ministry will continue providing electronically the lesson paperwork, and our office is now open. The regular office hours, 9 to 2, Monday through Thursday, but staff is only meeting as necessary. We're meeting for staff meetings together on Mondays, but we are working remotely still. But you can make an appointment if you wish to speak with me or Aaron or Ron or Audra or Debbie. Please call the office, make an appointment so that we make sure we are there. And then we are going to move into phase 3 when the state begins opening up even more. Right now, the recommendation is that any large group gatherings, they limit those gatherings inside to 10% of the church's occupancy. Well, for us, 10% would only be like 40 people, 45 people at the most. And so that will be too hard to deal with right now. But when the state opens it up to where we can be at 50% occupancy or more, then we can start having our service together. We have plenty of room to space out our chairs so that we have the appropriate physical distancing. But also we can have our services live. We're thinking about having one service on Sunday during this phase 3 period, and also encouraging life groups or adult Bible study classes to also continue having their watch parties where they can gather in smaller groups in one of the classrooms or even in their homes. And we will continue recording our services and having them available for Sunday morning at the same time at 9:30. And our worship service, when we're able to be together for this one service, will be as close to what is recorded as possible. Then we'll move into phase 4. And now, phase 4 is going to be a returning to normal as much as normal can be. We plan on being able to open up back to our 2 services. We're planning on having our adult Bible studies meeting as usual, and we are wondering and still researching how we can continue with our children's ministry, our River Kids ministry, little kids with little hands. How do you keep them separated and distanced? We're trying to work through that, and we'll let you know more of how that will go. Now, be mindful, the only date that we have certain is May 24th. Sunday, May 24th is when we are going to move into phase 2. Phase 3 and phase 4, we're leaving the dates to be determined based on whether the curve continues to go down as far as infections in our area and the recommendations of the state. And also the elders will discuss whether it is feasible to begin moving into those last 2 phases. So If you have any questions or if you'd like to see a detailed view of what this plan is, again, visit our website, www.riverrunchristian.com, and you'll be able to view or download our phases in more detail. And again, in the splash coming out this weekend, you'll be able to see the outline of all this. In all things, I ask that you pray that the church moves wisely, the church moves cautiously, and that we are able to, in the best of our ability, honor God, respect our community, but gather together as quickly and as safely as possible. God bless you. Enjoy the weather while you can, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.